Hello everybody. Um, Another video here. I had a very good question that was given to me. The name of the person it's a Kerry Tobin. She messaged me over, and I looked at it this morning, and I read it what she sent it to me, and was like, you know what? I will answer you in the video. The questions that you have are so good and so great. And Kerry Tobin, I have a great message for you. I really appreciated that you stepping up out of the comfort zone and talking wide out and open, living on your truth about this. A lot of the people I've been talking to, they're still hiding their twin flames. They still think that this is something taboo that needs to be talked about. They still have living on the fear, and that part of the fear, it is not easy to do and to overcome. But I'm gonna read right now what you wrote it to me. So here is Dio. I admire your twin flame knowledge and wisdom. My question is why that my twin flame look like he's fine and move on so easily when I struggle daily. Why does it seem so easy for other twin without me, and yet it's hard for me? We have been 4 years in separation. I never chased him, he ran. I let him go. And here I'm back into his safe society marriage. We had no communications. Out of nowhere, 6 months ago, he blocked me on Facebook. His Facebook page is open to the public, and I must admit I have looking to see how he's doing because I was curious. There is a pic of him on his boat with his wife, looking like he has this fabulous life, while I'm aching for my twin flame and thinking of him often. Help me to understand, Dio, how one can seem to move on and the others struggle. Why aren't they affected and hurting as much as I am? How do they live such a lie? Are they cold-hearted? Thank you, Dio. Keep excellent twin flame work. You're greatly appreciated. Kerry Tobin. So, the first question is, why is that my twin flame looks like he's fine and moved so easily when I struggle daily? Um, it is about, if you watch the video of the anger, it is about that when this part of the ignition of the twin flame, they see something very important, and they do basically this right here, if you can see this part. Okay. She lost him not for his darkness deep inside of his light, but because he was in love with her light deep in her darkness. What happening is that over the time, the two twins, they don't respond properly to the love, and when they don't respond properly to the love, is exactly what happened to the Bible. Eve is going to look for the knowledge to understand more and more about it, and what she finds out, it's the knowledge about the good and bad, the ugly and the pretty, and this duality system. And when I leave this duality system, all of a sudden they feel the light, but at the same time they feel the darkness. Usually the one of the twin flames takes the road, the higher road, the likeness, and they become their truth. And the other one takes the low road, and they choose the society. The one person suffer more because they live from the higher purpose. They see from a higher angle. They live their truth. They live on the perfect part. And the other part of the twin, it's they also have a pain, pain that they cannot control, pain that they cannot be their way, pain that they want to hide to this. And there is another pain that I start beginning to see of a lot of runners. That is the pain that they have to do something. That is the part that's what they're runners. They're running from a lot of stuff, and the chaser, chasing the truth and chasing everything, he's got so many layers. So is the runner, has so many layers, and the runner tries to go ahead and forget about you. They trying to go ahead and leave this part in the darkness. They want you to not exist. They want you to disappear. They don't want to think even about you. They come to a point that their silence, okay, it becomes so powerful that they kind of like forbid themselves even to think about you. Even if someone says your name, all of a sudden that silence is inside of them, so strong, simply because they bowed not to the proper way of love. They bowed into the resistance. The resistance they to be the truth, of resistance they to bow into the love. And why you struggle daily? You struggle daily because you come to this realization, okay? That is the realization that you love so many others, but your love within soul, it only loves him. And you struggle daily because that love is not shared. That love is, it's the truth, but the other side never sees the truth. The other side never realize this part. And for them it's so easy because they don't look this love. They want to run away from this love. For example, I've been talking to some of the runners, and they're typically for the material part. Therefore, I went to school, I got the good grades, I have a great job, I have a great money, I have a great boat, I have a great lifestyle, and if I have to divorce my wife, I have to lose half of it, and then I have to rebuild it again at the same time. I have to build my material world. My material world, it's more important than the love that I have with you. And for a lot of the runners, that is their problem. For the females, that is the security of the husband, the marriage. That is the part of that they feel okay, they feel love, but all of a sudden there is something's missing. There is always something's missing inside of them, and they try to go ahead and forget about you. They go on vacations. They can go out on dinners. They can go out on drinking parties. It's all about, all this is about escaping the reality. And that escaping of reality does not help them. Simply because the resistance inside of them for you, the resistance is in soul. And the soul doesn't give them a peace. They are always thinking about you, but with resistance. They always fear if they're going to see you. And that is the main reason why they're in silence. Do they suffer? They don't look like they suffer, but they do suffer. But guess what? They don't have the guts and the powers to deliver the truth. Until that resistance keeps that power inside of them, and it crushes them daily, slowly, and they turn to this cold personality inside of them, and they think that you are the reason, and it's not you, it's themselves. It's their part of the ego for it. It's very good that you don't chase him, but what happened is the reason for the society marriage is probably because he had so much stuff that he feels he's gonna lose. He doesn't understand the power of soul way of life. Okay, a lot of people think that the soul, they're going to they're gonna to be doing great when they have the houses, the cars, the beautiful lifestyles and everything, and they fail to help a single soul to have a better life. Instead of like to understand within the soul that it is about you to have experiences within life, simply to evolve your soul. And that's why they're silent. Okay, the silent is the loudest cry of love deep inside of the runner, but at the same time is also the silent killer of the soul. And they try to silence you. They will remove everything possible way you can find them. They fear of you. They fear of the truth. They fear of the love. And some of the runners, they may pretend they have a good life. Actually, the misery inside of them as a soul, it's very huge. I have a runners that contact me, and Dio, what should I do? After so many years, I realize what he is. I'm in pain. I'm in tears. I have a people crying in front of me in the camera, simply because they listened their ego, they listen to society, they listen to silence, and they resisting the most powerful gift of love, and the gift of love and soul. And that is the part that they want to cut these communications. Okay. There is a pic of him on his boat with his wife, looking like he has a fabulous life. I'm aching for my twin and thinking of him often. Here's what happened is that thinking, I made a video about it. So Kerry, I would love you to go ahead and find it on YouTube. There is a difference between a thinking and feeling. When you think, you're trying to attach yourself to them. And I'm thinking what may he does, what's going on, what everything is. The part is, when you stop thinking, you feel them coming in. It's their part of their vision inside of themselves about you, what's going on. And they feel these vibrations inside of them, that heart, that part of the love that they miss. And that is the part of the soul when it's talking to them. The soul, it tells them, why are you resisting? What are you doing? What's going on? This is the part of their own realizations of it. Why do you suffer? You suffer because you feel that part. And that part of missing, it's deep inside of you because you're more awakened. They are pretend they're not awakened. They don't want to be awakened. This is like if you're married, imagine it's a Saturday morning, and at 5 o'clock in the morning, you wake up your husband and you tell him, hey, you better keep on going. At 6 o'clock, you have to be done with the grass. From 7 till 8, you have to make sure you took both cars and get the oil change done. At 10 o'clock, you need to clean up the pool. Just to remind you, at 12 o'clock, we're going to a party with Johnson's. And at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, we have to go on dinner with McHenry's. So get your ass and get moving. And guess what? They don't want to. They don't want to be awakened. They don't want that reality of doing the work for the universe. They want to stay asleep. They get angry when you wake them up. They're like a little babies that you're trying to tell them what's going on, and they don't want to take it. The part that they don't understand, there's going to be some portion that the destiny is going to wake them up sometime at some point. And that is something that I'm trying to explain in a lot of twin flames, is that you need to let it go. You need to let it go of the destiny to do its work. You need to let it go of the universe to do its work, because that's what it happens into it. And you need some help to understand how come they can move on. They move on simply because they want to sleep. They want to be in the bed, they want to hug the pillow, but deep inside of them there is something else is going on. They missing to figure out this part, and they try to sleep and sleep and sleep, and all of a sudden this part inside of them comes in from you. And that part is, if you step into my body, you will feel my vibrations for you. This is the part of those vibrations when you feel them, when they come, when they connect with you, like in a real part. If you step into my heart, you will feel that. You will feel that heartbeats for you. A lot of the times when all these things happens, by the way, your heart beeps and you feel the presence of that person right away in front of you, and they fear this connection, they fear this truth, they are scared of this truth, and simply because of the last step. If you step into my soul, you will see that soul is you. That is the part that freaks them out. That is the part that really they want to run away from it, simply because they don't understand it. It's the lack of knowledge. If they understood that this is a soul connection, if they understood this proper part of love, then it could have been a completely different story. The reason they're not affected as much as you are, on your case, Kerry, it is about they don't want to step on any of this. They don't want to be part of any of this. But what part of them? It is the ego, it's the society, it is their friends, it's the surrounding world around them. They want to keep the ego-based lifestyle. They want to keep that part again inside of them. And how did they live for such a lie? They live a lie. You know it. It's only a matter of time when they find out that lie. I see some people that, Dio, I lost everything. I had a good life, I have this, I have that. Well, what kind of life did you live? It was a false life. You got married because society said you have to get married, not because you want it with your soul. You decide that you have to have a house simply because society decided that you have to have a house. This is about the part of life, and you have to destroy that old part of life in order you to build a proper way. You need to have a strong foundation for your house. If you don't have a strong foundation or a big enough foundation for the house, you're not going to build a proper way of life. And what happens is when the soul connection comes in as a twin flame, when the soul relationship knocks you down, it's probably in a time when it's preventing you to do something. It prevents you and your twin flame to do something wrong in life. And that is the time when God says, you know what, I'm putting you two together so you two can figure out the things now before the things get bad. I want you to listen and is better. And that's why like 4 years ago, probably something happened. I don't know what the situation is, but something happened to put you and him together. He didn't just fall in love and open his soul just like this, so you saw it. You and him cannot just fall in love just because of nothing. There is no such as something for nothing. Okay? And that reason it's about that he wants something. You wanted something. And that part is that you and him had to do something together. And this is what I'm trying to tell some of the twin flames that they ask me, well, Dio, I'm connected with somebody else. It's not my twin, but I have the similar energy and similar things, and I don't know what to do. Here is the part that when you have a destiny to do, destiny to fulfill, and your twin flame, they're not a twin flame until they don't say I love you, by the way. They're still runners in a twin flame. They're not living the truth. So if they don't live in the truth, they're still not a twin flame, by the way. Twin flame living their truth. And that is the hardest part of the runner, that in order to become a twin flame, they have to commit out there in the open. They have to find the balls, the guts to living their truth. And they can't. I want to give you an example from my own story, but her best friend and a boss took her sister and the twin to my boss, and she was asked the questions, what's going on, what's the situation, and she said, I have no feelings for him. So here is all those three coming up front, and the sister smiles at me like, you are in trouble, lover. The supervisor, she just angry at me like, but my twin. She looked at me, all with humongous red face of lie, and she did not wanted to say a word, but red face, worse than anybody. And this is the part of the positions that they don't want to see this. They don't want to understand this part of it. And that's the part they're cold hearted. They become cold. They become cold that even I went out and there were like 5-6 people in my twin at work, and I said to everybody, in Spanish, buenos dias. It was completely silence out of her, ignorance and cold. She wasn't like this before. She was not even reacting like this before. Now all of a sudden she reacts like this. Now all of a sudden she change. It's the same thing like your twin, Kerry. They lock themselves in this coldness simply because they have not found the part inside of them to be their truth. And that part of not they being truth is gonna go with them all their life. And they begin to walk in the path of the coldness, of the darkness, of the resistance. They take in the low road, as Lindy Cowling explained. The one of the twins takes the high road, and the other one takes the low road. And she has a very great video about this. I think so. The video was Ignition of the Twin Flames. You can go ahead and check her out on YouTube. But what is the most important part is that at the end of the whole story, It's all about to miss one thing, to miss this part of love. It's the peace. There will be throughout the resistance as a twin flame on the soul, to that resistance. They will figure it out that sooner or later they will missing very important part, the inner peace. At some point inside of them, they're gonna get tired of resisting. At some point of time, they're gonna go ahead and reevaluate everything. And at some point of life, they will cry like some of the twin flames that comes into me. Dio, what should I do? I screw it up. Confess. That's the only power, that only pill it's have for them. For you not to suffer on that pain and missing him, focus not on thinking about him, because that way when you focus of thinking about him, you introduce energies and power for them, and you do not have energies for you. Focus on you and allow that thinking when it comes in about your twin. It is like they will feel like lost, and the only thing you need to do, don't tell anything else, trust me, nothing else. If they comes in and they feel lost, you tell them you need to look your soul and you need to look God. You have to answer to God, not to me. And that's what their soul is going to start talking inside of them, simply because you're out of the equation. When you're out of this triangle between you, universe, and them, okay, you taking yourself out of the equations. Now they're not chased anymore. Now the universe will talk into them, and the universe will teach them what it's that all about, not you. You already know what it's all about. It's all about this. It is about the peace. The peace when the body, the mind, the heart, and the soul coming together, and they're at peace. Simply, they don't have to resist nothing anymore. Simply, they don't have to hide nothing anymore. Simply, they understand that the boat, houses, and everything else, it's not worth it. What's worth it is this peace in the soul. And you understand that peace in the soul, they will start feeling that that's what they need. And this is why that if your twin flame reconnects with you, Kerry, have the peace and understanding for them. They seek that peace and their understanding for themselves. And when you have that peace, you will feel good. You don't have to suffer anymore. You don't have to struggle anymore. The best part that you can do is that you will get within your own powers as a twin flame. And the best thing to do like this is figure out what you want to do as a twin flame. Are you going to be like me? Like, for instance, I help other twin flames. I actually spoke with someone today. He's like, Dio, you talking for a certain amount of time and everybody else wants $100, $200. You don't even charge me anything. And it's not about the charge, it's about the service. You help a fellow. And that's about that this guy, I push him, I help him out to cross over his pain. It's not about me to myself better than this, but this is what I choose to do. Some of the twin flames are here to create a better life for kids. Some of the twin flames, they're better to go ahead and create the greenhouses. Some of the twin flames are here to create a better housing. So when we have a hurricane, a tornado, we do not have this bouncing wood chip made houses. We to have something that it's much more stable, and when you pay thousands of dollars, that thing to withstand under these positions of this way. Someone will comes in and someone will go ahead and he can change the political system. He can create a new way the society to look for. And you have to picture, Kerry, what is yours? What is your given gift to you that you can look at it as a twin flame, and you will help you not to suffer. You will help you to give in and move on and move on. And my wish for you, it's and to all the other twins, is that go ahead, do what you have to do, but allow the universe to create the destiny for it. Because when it's a destiny time, the universe will tell them, here is, that's for you. Don't run away. That is for you. And you work on yourself, you do the right thing, and you know what the best important part is. Be love. Thank you so much.